getting ready to play some Marvel Zombies. But there's going to be a difference from here on out. I'm taking out the interjections of Marvel factoids and stuff because after doing it a little while, I was like, this doesn't really have anything to do with the Marvel Zombies story. It's just random facts about the characters and stuff. So this is just going to be the gameplay, and I will still keep track of which heroes get zombified and which ones die, etc., to use them in games. But today, I'm going to play MZ3, Sanctum Defense. So let me get that set up. My team today is going to be Hulk, represented by green, Beast, represented by blue, Bullseye, represented by orange, Winter Soldier, represented by purple, Mysterio, represented by red, and last and least, because he's lame, yellow, representing Thor. Alright, I'm set up for Sanctum Defense, which is Mission 3. It's a medium difficulty. The Sanctum Sanctorum holds magic portals to not only corners of the globe, but to the greater universe as well. If we can gain access to them, then the buffet would be endless. Of course, the resident Sorcerer Supreme and his allies will try to stop us, but they are just as hors d'oeuvres before the proper feast. My objectives are as follows. Number 1, Devour Wong, and he is one of these bystander cards that is shuffled out in the setup. I must defeat Doctor Strange, who cannot be truly defeated until Wong is devoured, and then escape via the exit, which I can do as a free action as long as there are no enemies in that spot. Doctor Strange has a toughness of 3, and he has a spawn point during enemy phases. Alright, now I can temporarily take Doctor Strange out. If I kill him, he skips the enemy phase and he spawns back in that spot on the end phase. So let's see if I can do anything here. Well, we are probably going to send Hulk and Thor right at him to stop spawning, because here's going to be 1, 2 actions, and we are going to try a smash. That's 3 dice, and I hit on 4 or more. Doctor Strange's toughness is reduced by 1, so I just got to get 2. There we go, and Hulk smashes him right away. He's out, gets 3 experience for Hulk. And that's Hulk's third action. Well, as usual, Hulk takes care of what Thor isn't needed for. So, Thor, you get to walk around and open doors. We're going to do 1 action here. Thor is going to open this door. Now, the bystanders normally would get revealed when you enter or open a door and flip everything. However, special rules for this scenario is bystanders are only revealed when a zombie hero enters their zone. So that's 1, 2 actions. However, we still spawn. And it is going to be 1 superhero, which is Daredevil. Daredevil has a toughness of 4. If his zone is attacked, but he is not eliminated, the attacking zombie hero must discard 1 bystander card or suffer a wound. And here he is. The man without fear has spawned in. Now, Thor's main attack only has 2 dice, so even with the ability to reduce toughness, he would not be able to defeat Daredevil in an attack. So we're going to use his third action to go here and stop. Mysterio is going to activate and go 1. Action 2 will be open this door. Again, bystander doesn't spawn, but inside the room is specialist airdrop. So 1 specialist drops in because this is not the enemy phase. Now, with a range of 0, he doesn't have a high chance of killing it, but he does have illusionary enemy. Once during your turn, you may spend 1 action and increase 1 hunger to select an enemy within range 1. The enemy suffers 1 hit for each other enemy in their zone, which would be nothing because there are no other enemies in this zone, but that seems like it'll be useful when there's a superhero surrounded by a bunch of randos. So we're going to use our third action to bring Mysterio back to the beginning, ending his activation. Alright, Winter Soldier is going to activate. He's going to go here for 1 action. Second action is going to open this door here, so we spawn in 2 specialists. And again, he's going to have to back off. So he's going to use his third action to go back to the beginning. He does have range with his spear, but it's only 2 dice, and that would, I don't know, it's a risk I don't want to take on the first turn. So he's done We're going to activate Bullseye. Interesting that Daredevil was one of the ones that was drawn. Bullseye will go here, use an action to open this door here, which I got to punch out a door token. And this is open. We spawn. Oh, man. Specialist. Okay, it's blue difficulty right now because nobody is in the yellow, orange, or definitely not in the red experience. So, no activation from specialists. That's done. So he's going to use his third action to actually go here. And that is it. All right, each enemy and bystander activates. We're just going to go 1, and I'm going to keep it, since I am choosing and it's equidistant between heroes, I'm going to send them both toward Bullseye. And Daredevil, he's going to go here, and he'll go up here with Hulk and Thor. And then this specialist here will go 1, 2. All right, now it's time to spawn, starting with there. And we've got all guards, nothing. Then clockwise would be here. An escorted bystander. So it is a bystander and guards. The bystander that's going to be escorted is Happy Hogan. Happy Hogan, when performing ranged attacks, you may increase hunger to gain +1 range. Happy Hogan has spawned in. Alright, now next we've got this spawn point, which is going to be Troopers Open Fire. All troopers perform a sidearm attack targeting only heroes. There are no troopers. Okay, and the green spawn point, which is active because I have 5 or 6 heroes, we have 2 troopers spawn in. That enters the end phase, which means Doctor Strange spawns back in because Wong has not been devoured. So now I flip all my activation tokens back to active, which apparently I wasn't keeping track of all of them anyway. We are going to start with increasing hunger by everyone by 1 first, because that's what you're supposed to do. And we'll give him a chance here. Thor is going to attack this group here, see how many hits he gets. He's got 3 dice. Toughness is reduced by 1 to a minimum of 1 against your attacks. Each time a superhero ends their move within range 1, you may increase hunger to perform 1 free imitation hammer attack. Well, you need 3 successes here to hit anybody, dude. Oh, look at that. You didn't do it. But your hunger went up. That's 1 action. Let's try again. And we're looking for 3s or more. So there's 3 successes. You did it. You hit Doctor Strange, wiping him out again. Putting you at 3 experience. And then your third action, you're going to try and hit Daredevil, because why not? No, you're going to get a zombie trait. Discard during your turn, increase hunger any amount, ignore Ravenous this turn. Okay. Hulk, you're going to try and smash. Daredevil's toughness is reduced by 1. And unless using Thunderclap, I may reroll any dice if there's a superhero in your zone. So, come on, Hulk. And that's not successful. So I can reroll these 2. There's 4 and a hunger. His toughness being reduced by 1 drops it to 3. Success. And 2, 3, 4. That means Daredevil is out. And unlike Doctor Strange, he's not coming back as a living hero. But I must remember Thor suffered 2 wounds because he did... No, 3 wounds. Because he did not eliminate Daredevil in that zone. And he did... Oh, no, he only did 2 attacks. So he's got 2 wounds because he attacked that zone. And Daredevil wasn't defeated until Hulk's attack. So... Oops. Sorry, Thor, I guess. Alright, that was 1 action for the Hulk. So, action number 2 is going to be go here. Then action number 3 is going to be getting a zombie trait. Taunt. Discard during your turn, select 1 zone within range 2. All enemies in that zone activate and attempt to move toward your zone. So that's Hulk. Let's move to... Oh, Beast didn't even take a turn last time. Whoops. That's why that wasn't activated. We'll give him a zombie trait, and then we will move him 1, 2. He'll be in here with him. All right, now Beast is going to activate for this turn. That was pretty sloppy. Oops. Anyway. Alright, I gotta slow down here for a second, because technically Hulk had another action, but I'm just gonna choose that he passed, because I don't want to open that door and spawn a bunch of stuff when I'm not ready for it. And I also forgot Beast's turn and Thor's wound, so let me just slow down here. I'm trying to rush through this game, and that's not gonna work out. So we're gonna do Beast's attack here, which is Claw Swipe, on a hit of 3+. And, oh, it's Hunger. Let me just slow down and remember everything. Forgets immediately. Alright, there's 2 hits and a Hunger. So his Hunger goes up, but he scores 2 hits on these 2 specialists. So he gets 2 experience. Now, I'm going to use his special ability. Once during your turn, you or another zombie here within range 2 may draw a zombie trait. So I'm actually going to give it to Bullseye. And he's got Insatiable. Discard after attacking and increase Hunger. Reroll any dice. Alright, action number 2. Gonna go here, and we spawn Betty Ross, Not Wong. When moving, you may increase Hunger to move +1 zone. Well, we're gonna try and devour her right now. So that'd be 3. Looking for 4 or more. And there's a 6 and 2 4s. So Betty Ross, not even in the game for a second, and got devoured. Here was her miniature for the not even moment that it was existent on the board. Alright, well, that was Beast's turn. And he only gets 1 experience for that, because I do believe in this scenario they're not worth 5. Nope, so just 1. Alright, and Bullseye is going to go 1, 2. And we've got, instead of spawning a bystander, draw and spawn a card for this zone. Okay. 2 guards. Uh-oh, Bullseye is going to be in for some pain. Okay, well, Bullseye's got 1 action left, and he's got to get some hits in. You ignore target priority when attacking with throwing knives. After rolling, you may increase Hunger to reroll any misses. Bullseye never misses, apparently. Well, let's do 2, 3. We can't kill these guards, both of them, but we can probably hit 2 of them. Or 1 of them, I mean. 3s or more. And there is a Hunger and 2 hits. So he goes up in Hunger, hits a guard, gets an experience. He's going to probably take a wound next turn, though. Unless I can get somebody in there to save him. So we will do... That's Bullseye's done. Beast is done. We've got... That's Bullseye. This is Winter Soldier. Goof. Mysterio and Winter Soldier. Winter Soldier has range. So we're going to activate Mysterio first, and he's going to use hand-to-hand. 4s or more, he hits. And there's a Hunger and a 4, so he hits. Done. 1 experience. Then he will go 2 and gain a zombie trait. Lunge, discard during your turn, increase Hunger, move up to 1 zone, ignoring enemies, then perform 1 free Devour action. That's not too bad. Winter Soldier is going to go. Mysterio is activated. 1. And then he is going to do his Spear. And that's going to be 4 dice, hitting on 3+. This is action 2. There's a 6 and a 5 and a Hunger, so he hits. Okay, he's gets an experience for eliminating this guard. Then action 3, he's going to gain a zombie trait. Quick Bite. Discard during your turn, perform 1 free Devour action. Okay. Interessante. He's done. And that is everyone. So now, enemy phase. These guys will go here. This one goes there. Now we start to spawn. Starting with number 1 is going to be a specialist airdrop. It's the enemy phase, so it spawns 2 per zone. So we'll go Beast, Winter Soldier, Bullseye, Mysterio, Thor, and Hulk. Okay. Wrapping around. We've got Troopers open fire. All troopers perform one sidearm attack targeting only zombie heroes. He would be able to hit this guy if there was line of sight, but they can't. So, nope, that's a different zone. And right here, all superheroes get an extra activation. There are no superheroes currently. And then green spawn point. 6 troopers. Activate, then rush. Okay. They spawn, then activate. Okay, and Doctor Strange warping back in right there. Now it is my turn. Hunger up. Hunger up. Winter Soldier is now ravenous. Hunger up. Hunger up for Beast. Hulk. Okay. Now, let's just deal with the ravenous one right away. Discard during your turn to perform 1 free devour attack. So, we'll discard that. And he gets hits on a 4 or more. And he hits. He devours a specialist. Gets an experience. Drops back down to 0. Now he's got 3 actions left. Well, first we're going to try a spear. There's a 6 and a 5. That's a hit. So, gets an experience. That's 1. 2. And then for action 3, we're going to spear, because it has a range of 1 into there. Wait, no. Was it a spear attack? Move 2. Yeah, okay. So 4 and a hunger. Gets a hunger. Gets a hit. Kills a trooper. And each time you eliminate an enemy or bystander with a devour attack, you may also eliminate a trooper. Nope. Alright, that is Winter Soldier's turn. Now let's start down here with Beast. And he's going to do his free action to get a zombie trait. Discard during your turn, increase hunger any amount, ignore ravenous this turn. We will do that. I think. Yeah, because he'll be... No, that's dumb. We're going to devour. Action 1 does not get a hit. Nice. Action 2 gets a hit, barely. Devours a trooper, or a specialist, I mean. Goes down, gets 1. And then now we will just do a claw swipe. There's 2 4s. He hits. So you wasted your turn down in that corner. When moving, you may increase hunger. No. And gets his experience. That's your turn. We'll move over to Bullseye here. And, oh, he is throwing knives. He has a range of 1 as well. We're going to attempt a devour. There we go. 5, 6, and a hunger. The hunger is ignored, though. He gets a hit. Kills the specialist. And then we're going to do throwing knives. There's a 6. Hits on 3+, gets that. And then action 3 will go there. So he gets an experience. Alright. Done, done, done. Mysterio. And I am going to... Well, these are not enemies. So we're going to go Mysterio is going to go 1. Oh, he can't. There's 2 specialists there. He's going to try and attack. We're going to try a Devour. So there's a 6. That's a hit. He devours one of the specialists. We're going to do a normal attack now. Hand to hand. 4+. He hits. There's a 4 and a 6. Hits. Great. And then for action number 3, we will just move to right. No, if he's a combat, Mysterio's going to take a hit, and the bystander will move out. So we're going to gain a zombie trait with Mysterio. Discard during your turn. Select one zone within range 2. All enemies in that zone activate and attempt to move toward your zone. Alright, I'm actually going to discard this. And no, I'm not. Because if I taunt these guys, they move into a guy who can't activate. And if I taunt the specialist, they move into his zone and he'll get hit. So no, I will not do that. Okay. Alright, that's Mysterio. Thor is going to activate. And he's going to attempt to... 1, 2, 3. He's going to attempt an imitation hammer. There we go. Good hit. All hits. That's good. So we'll save 3 for Doctor Strange, 2 for the specialist. So 1, 2. And he goes 2, 4, 5. Then 1, 2, 3. So he's at 8 for wiping out Doctor Strange. That's good. Now he's back up to 3 actions because he just hit yellow. So we will go 1 and stop there. And then 2, we will try another imitation hammer. No, we're going to try a Devour. And that's going to be a successful Devour. We can only do 1, even though he got multiple hits. Drops to 0. Gets an experience. So then he's got 1 more action. And he's going to, right? Because he had 3. 1, 2, yeah, 3. He's going to try an imitation hammer, I guess. 3s or higher, hits. There's a hunger and a 6. Hunger goes up, but he gets a hit. Gets an experience. And now it is the Incredible Hulk's turn. Hulk is going to spend an action to open this door right here once I find my door tokens. Alright. He's got 3 actions left because he's in yellow. First spawn is going to be 3 specialists. Next spawn is going to be a superhero. And it is going to be War Machine. If there are any zombie heroes in line of sight when he activates, roll a die. On a 5+, they all suffer a wound. Ugh. Nasty. And there is War Machine. I have always thought War Machine's armor and weaponry was way cooler than Iron Man's. But let's just see if Hulk can't take him out. Hulk's got 3 actions left. He's going to spend 1 here. And no, he's not going to spend an action. He's going to taunt. Discard during turn. Select one zone within range 2. All enemies activate and attempt to move toward your zone. So now it only says move. No, it says all enemies activate and attempt to move in your zone. If a taunt will prompt an attack, I may not do that because I don't want Hulk to get hurt. Yes, taunt would make him activate, so I'm not going to do that. I will instead use one of his 3 remaining actions to move up there. He's got 2 left. We're going to try a Devour. I need to get 3 successes. And there's a 4, a 5, and a 3. That's a fail. And I don't know why I'm grabbing another die. Oh, wait. A 4, a 5, and a 3. And there was, I forgot his, he's not using Thunderclap, so I can re-roll. Let me look at that roll again. All right, I'm going to re-roll. There we go. There's a third hit. So just what I needed to get rid of War Machine. And unfortunately for War Machine, there is no zombie War Machine, so he is dead. Now we will taunt. We'll discard this. Select one zone within range 2. We'll select those specialists up there, and they will move. No, that would also be an attack. I thought they were farther away than that. We're not going to do that. We're not going to put the Hulk in danger like that. But they would have to go 1-2 to meet up with him. So that was 1 action, 2 action, 3 action, 4 action would be in there. So Hulk is actually just going to move back out here. And I devoured War Machine. 1, 2, 3, 4 for his toughness. And that is it for my turn. So, enemies will activate. These 2 will go in here. These 6 will move into there. These ones will go 1, 2 and stop there. Now we start to activate. Spot number 1. All troopers get an extra activation. Well, I just lost. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 hits on Winter Soldier. Dead. Well, Winter Soldier is officially out of the game. I lost the mission and I can try again, but I lose access to him. However, during this game, I do get access to Zombie Daredevil. Happy Hogan survives and goes back into the bystander pool. And, which I will explain in future videos, because I know he's vital to a campaign, I'm going to say that Thor was captured by Doctor Strange and we'll say used the time gem to reverse the effects of zombification on Thor, who was the only one he was able to get before the other zombified heroes went away. And I will lose access to Thor, who comes back to life, but he will not be in the rotation for possible zombie heroes because he is vital to a mission later. My first failure. I will attempt this mission again. Where was Wong? Could have got him right away. Yeah. And I'm not going to reveal who that one is because I don't know who it is.